Alright folks, welcome to Achill Island. It's the largest island here in the Republic of Ireland and it is situated off the coast of County Mayo. West Coast is known for its dramatic Atlantic landscapes, rich history and several outdoor activity possibilities that you can do. Everything from surfing to rock climbing and of course hiking, biking. It is kind of a rugged terrain, but it has some beautiful sandy beaches and the history is amazing. You have still kind of megalithic structures from 5,000 years ago, ancient forge. You have the famous deserted village of Slievemore. There's a lot of culture here. It's a stronghold for Irish language and heritage. So follow along and see what we'll find here. This is just a short introduction to this beautiful island. Alright folks, welcome to Keem Bay here in Achill Island. This is the place where the shark fishers, the guys who went over to the sea to catch the shark, this is where they started to their fishing trips. And look at that hill above the bay. That's where the spotters stood, and somehow they managed to see where the sharks are, and then they signal the guys down here that they're entering the bay area, and now's the time to go and catch the sharks. They actually made a film, I think in 1950s, about that tradition. I think the sharks are probably endangered species, and you're not allowed to fish them anymore, so I think that tradition is long gone. Alright, most westerly bar in Europe unfortunately is not open, so we have to go for our coffee somewhere else. It's all empty. There are quite a few high points that you can visit on the island, and we decided to, because we're a bit of sort of the time, so we decided to visit the so-called Antenna Hill, where you have a lot of these antennas, and the reason to go there was we could actually drive up there and save some time. But there's a short walk to the very peak where you have the statue of Virgin Mary overlooking the whole island and giving her protection to the fishermen and seafarers. Very nice views. It was a bit foggy and the clouds were low, but we could see something at least there. There are other several interesting points on the way that we stopped. For example, the Tower House of Grace O'Malley, the Irish pirate queen. It has a very interesting history. Alright folks, follow me up the hill to the megalithic site here in Achill Island. I hope it's not all the way to the top. I don't think so, but we have a bit of a climb ahead. Let's go. Alright folks, welcome to Slievemore. This is the deserted village here in Achill Island, and it's a very fascinating place. There's been humans living in this very spot for 6,000 years, maybe 5,000, from the Neolithic times to the 1700s. Actually, we have another village which is still very much alive, but this particular village which we're gonna go and see, it's made out of stone houses, stone buildings, and was deserted during the Great Famine years in 1849, I think it was. And now what you can see is the remains of the stone buildings. I'm going to show them to you. Just follow along. So here's a deserted village. This place has seen a lot of human life. The oldest remains in this area are from 5,000 years ago. They are pretty much older than the pyramids of Egypt. And life here must have been fairly good to the point of the Great Famine here in Ireland, when this village became deserted because of the potato famine, and many of the people from this area, they actually moved all the way to America. So loads of Americans have their roots to this windy little island here on the west coast of Ireland. Speculated. Anyways, here you can see the ruins of the stone buildings. I think there's 80 of them all together here now without roofs, but they've been built from the stones, of which you can find from this hillside quite easily. And the megalithic tomb that I visited is some couple of kilometers to that direction. So that must have been their sacred place where they maybe buried their dead, or also had some spiritual ceremonies. All these communities, every human community needs a spiritual foundation, and that's maybe one of the reasons why the Western civilization, Western culture is on decline. We've lost our touch to the other worlds. No matter what the religion actually is it's not really the point. The point is that humans, in order to survive and live a life which is fulfilled with purpose, they need some sort of spiritual base. And if they don't have it, they just become hedonistic consumers, which seems to be the case in many Western countries today, and it reflects to the mental problems, the fertility rate, and many other symptoms that we have in our societies today. This is a perfect place for this kind of thinking, because it takes you back to the very early days of humanity and makes you wonder what was important for these people who lived on this hillside 5,000 years ago. Nevertheless, they had a beautiful, beautiful sight from here, and I'm sure they respected nature way more than the modern people do. Alright folks, thank you for you people who
watch this video all the way to the end. There's a lot of stories that I didn't tell. I don't want to make it too long. There could have been a story about, a tragic story about young Markus Nieminen, who met his fate on this island. Well, danger brings in the tragical, the element of the tragical beauty, and that's definitely present here on this beautiful rugged island. Thank you for watching.